Hello and welcome to the very end at Caravan Salon. First in, last out. Well, actually, I wasn't quite first in. I got here 2 days before it started, and it's now the Tuesday and ended on the Sunday. So I'm going to leave right now. I've been here so long. There's a spider's web up here. Actually, in the year, I'm going to leave the spider's web. Poor spiders actually worked hard on that, and so Spider deserves some respect. In 2012, I was living in a VW camper then, and there was I woke up one day, I think it was the last day, and there was an enormous spider's web in the vehicle. Anyway, I did a video of it, you see, 13 years ago. No, 13, 11. So this is the campsite, empty. Right, what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about some things on the market. The first thing is this. There is this rumour going around that there are enormous stocks of vehicles being held by dealers. And all you've got to do is to turn up and offer them some silly amount of money, and they'll take it because they'll be so glad to get the vehicle off their hands and at least to recover some of the losses. That's not true. That's not what's happening. Put the camera out on me. It is true that waiting times are now much lower than they were, far lower than they were, but they are not. The dealers aren't desperate to get rid of stock. Now, if you order a vehicle today, you'll have it within 6 months, which is a major improvement. Easily within 6 months. You may even get it, if you're not too fussy about the way it's kitted out, if it's particularly at the cheaper end of the market, you might get it quicker. You might even be able to buy it off the dealer. It could be that, yes, the dealers are willing to sell their own stock because normally they need something to show people, but it could be. So the situation's improved, but it's not for buyers, sorry. But it's not that there's huge amounts of stock. Now, this is basic economics now. In times when money is expensive, product is cheap, and vice versa. You don't get a situation where you get cheap mortgages and cheap houses. At least I can't think of one. So when mortgages are easily available, prices go shooting up of houses. Same happens with motorhomes to a large extent. Maybe it's slightly different, but not a lot. So as far as, there's far more speculation obviously on real estate. Let's make that clear. But the interest rates vary even within the European Central Bank range, the Eurozone. And the idea which is being put up by, for example, the Conservative Party in the UK, that one size doesn't fit all, actually, although their interpretation is incorrect, the idea is that is the way it is. In some countries, for example, here in Germany, even though the ECB has a fixed rate, it's how many percentage points over base you're going to have to pay for something. And here in Germany, you're looking now at around 7%. I think in Belgium, something like 6.5%. In Italy, it's close to 11% for those wanting to buy motorhomes. And this will certainly be the case in the UK. I don't know what the interest rates are. I know what the base rate is in the UK without any problem. But I don't know any of you people purchasing things. So if you want to buy a vehicle, unless the particular motorhome dealer has some kind of financial deal with a bank, then you can expect you might be able to shop around a little bit. I'm not obviously not going to buy in other countries, but the difference in interest rates is an indication. Oh, this is what I have to put all the time. Here, I'll show you the plane. There's a plane. We've got these planes every 3 minutes or so. Having said that, it seems to me that there's fewer now than there used to be. I've done these walk-arounds. You can see the walk-arounds I did, for example, 2017 or 2018 after the fairs closed, and I'm sure there's more interruptions from the planes. Anyway, so in short, you may be, if you need to buy something on credit, then you may be able to get a better deal elsewhere. Next thing is this. The problems for motorhome producers are very much linked to the situation with credit. If a person needs to take a credit to buy a vehicle, then they're much likely to think twice about doing so. For example, first thing you have to pay for is your house, second thing's your car, and third thing's probably your third car, and any other personal stuff you've got. So motorhomes are well down the list. So therefore, this is going to affect the caravan market, number one, and the cheaper end of the motorhomes. So motorhome companies, which may be threatened because of the change in economic circumstances, are those like Jotti Line, like Exco, at the cheaper end of the market. This won't affect things like Niesmann, Bischoff. They are selling largely to cash buyers, not people that need to borrow money to pay for it. So therefore, if you wanted something that's a more luxurious brand, like a Frankia or something like that, then you will have to wait longer than if you want a caravan. So that is, but that's basic economics. It's got nothing really to do with how the motorhome situation actually works. Right, so that's the first observation. Second thing I'd have to say on innovations, we see a lot this year. There were a lot of things relating to batteries and next plane coming. Lots of portable fridges, portable aircon units and cooling devices, things of this nature, which we haven't seen in the past. I think this is the current trend. Everybody in their dog is producing these portable electronic things. So that, I would have to say, is the trend presently. Okay, I'm a big fan of these things. I did a video yesterday on how great my EcoFlow battery is, and it's charging. I charged it the first time, well, second time, because the one I immediately got it, I charged it via electricity. But the second time, first time from almost zero via the mains, and it was done really, really quickly. In fact, you can see in the video I did, just a 4-minute video, and it's already charged well over 10%. So I think I have an incredible recharging speed. So that's one of the things. Now I'm going to show you here. Finally, I've got these vehicles here. They're from China, and I was talking to them last night, and so these vehicles have aircon systems on, which they're running. Were running around the clock, 24 hours, and they're able to do that because they've got 1,350 watts on the roof of solar. So it's a 6-meter Iveco based vehicle, but with benefits here of the use of electricity. Everything's on electric. Now I now have my doubts about the value of electricity as for cooking, for example. I just see people running out of electricity really, really quickly. But these things here, they're quite amazing, I think. I mean, if you know, people can put 1,350. Now on a lovely sunny day like today, it's going to be 31 degrees. It's the beginning of September. That's quite, well, in recent years that's happened increasingly much, but here in Europe we aren't so lucky that we get so much heat and direct sunlight, more to the point. But having said that, it really is a very curious what they're offering. And anyway, so the vehicles are just over 6 meters, and I think it's, just to my eye, it's about 6 meters 20. But they've got slide outs, some of them have got 2 slide outs. Anyway, you can see I'm not going to ask to do a review when people are actually living in them, because to be quite honest, I wouldn't like that myself if somebody came up to me and asked to actually film the inside of my vehicle whilst I was living in it. But I don't mind showing people, but you know, filming is something different. But this is very, very, very different. I mean, I didn't like the layout at all. Anyway, we did a rather sarcastic film with my friend Andy Harris, and but you know, if it's been, there's some things, the technological things about it, which are really quite interesting. Anyway, so it's the first time here in Europe. So you've got a slide out here, see, at the back, sorry, and a slide out the side, and the big slide outs at that I think is really, really very, very impressive. And they drove here from China. A wonderful journey that would be. Wow, I'd really like to do something like that. Although, as long as the current regime's in Russia, I don't think I'll be going there. What a pity. Anyway, so there you go, 1 or 2 observations, a little bit of economics. I used to own a business publication, actually, so I've dealt with things like economics several times in the past. Obviously, it was a match out of a company. Anyway, good. Thanks very much for listening. I hope you found that brief chat here interesting. I'm going to turn the camera around, and then you can see this wonderful view again. Now I'm going to turn it. You can see my wonderful view. Well, maybe not me, but my vehicle. And so I'm leaving Caravan Salon. I know this will go up a few days after I've left internet. Difficult to get it, but there you have my ideas on state of the market and new innovations for this year. So I'll be talking more about other things in future videos. Bürstner have a smallish vehicle with the slide out as well, so it's not just the Chinese doing it, it's the Germans also. Thanks for watching. All the best for me in Germany.